Carter. Welcome to House Calls, brought to you by KaMMCO, where Kansas healthcare professionals deliver health insight. Today I'm speaking with Brad Ray, PA of Topeka, about finger injuries. Thanks for being here today.
You're welcome.
What are some of the most common ways that you see fingers injured?
Well, this time of year, certainly basketball season in Kansas and wrestling, we see a lot of finger injuries. The ball hitting the end of the finger, such as in basketball, or if wrestlers on the mat and their finger gets twisted awkwardly, they're going to injure their hand in that degree. We also see it if you get your hand caught up in a jersey, such as in football or even with basketball. If you get your finger caught, the jersey will pull and it can injure a hand.
What are some of the different types of injuries you see come through?
Well, such as the ball hitting the end of the finger, people talk about a jammed finger, and that's really a sprain. That's an injury to the ligament where the ligament has been stretched or torn. That's a very common thing. If the ball hits you hard enough, or you have enough of an injury or a blow to the joint, dislocation can occur where actually the alignment of the bones is changed and requires it to be positioned back into place. And then we see fractures. Bones actually can break if there's been enough force applied, and that can be a big problem.
Yeah. What are the treatments available?
Well, certainly just splinting the extremity is helpful, just to put it at rest. Ice can be helpful. Compression we don't think much of with the fingers, of course, but rest or splinting is important. And then elevation, if it's swollen to a great degree, will help with swelling. We do use a taping technique occasionally if it's not a severe injury, where we tape the fingers together to where the good finger next to it acts as a splint and allows for it to move with help.
Okay, great information. Thanks for being here today.
You're welcome.
Please join us next week for a new health topic discussion on House Calls.